Hey guys, John here, learningguitarnow.com. And in this lesson, I want to show you a mini solo that has elements drawn from Duane Allman, B.B. King, and Peter Green. I'm going to play a simple solo and add a few different techniques and styles and just the nuances that I think that these three guys like to use a lot. It's a very simplistic solo too, played in the key of A. And a lot of times when you're playing blues, you want to make sure that you're able to play something very simple, because a lot of times some of the very simple melodic stuff comes out sounding the best when playing blues. A lot of times, less is more. Let's go ahead and get on with this lesson. If you would like the tab, the backing track, and the interactive version of this lesson, please check out the All Access Pass. In the All Access Pass, I've created numerous courses to show you how to play blues and slide guitar, so check that out. Let's go ahead and move on with the lesson. Okay, I'm going to break the solo down for you. You've already listened to it. Let's go ahead and start out with just the first little section. This is in the key of A once again, and we're basically using the A major pentatonic scale, and specifically the B.B. King position. So we have the first section starts off right here. Right before the beat comes in, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and you come in right on that fourth beat, or if you want to count it in 12/8, you come in right on the 10th beat. Well, we're sliding before that beat comes in, so you actually want to come in a little bit behind that to where you slide into the note, land right on the note, right on that fourth count or the 10th. So you have 1, 2, 3. We're doing that little piece right there. So B.B. King position is basically what we're using for the solo. Right here on the 11th fret on the G string, 10th fret of the B string, we have this first little section. So sliding into 11 on the G string, second finger. Striking the root note A here, the first finger, right here, B.B. King position, and then I'm striking that 12th fret up and bending it 2 frets up to get the major third, which is the third interval played in the key of A here. That's the major third contained in the major chord here. And I'm only striking it once and bending it up the second time without striking it. So it sounds great, I think, to bend into that major third, especially when it's a major sounding blues like this. And this is an 8-bar blues as well. Then we're going to rest. And then on the 10th count, we're going to play this little section. So that little section, extremely B.B. King influence, and Peter Green did that kind of stuff all the time as well, and Duane Allman. So I'm just sliding on the 11th fret of the G string, then striking the 10th fret of the B string here on the 10th fret. Then going back to 11, and then striking the 12th fret of the B string, back to 11. So we have that. Then we're going to write to the 10th count again, and then we're going to do the same little, and I'm going to put a rest in between those notes just to accent them. So you have rest that 10th fret instead of going. I think it gives a lot of attitude, just giving that little rest in between. And these are all the little things that make your solo stand out much more. And then we're going to do this pre-bend, release to 10, and then strike the 10th fret. So slowly, and then striking that 10th fret right there. You hear Duane Allman do those pre-bends all the time. And then we're going to go 11 again, that same little kind of precursor to the lick is what I like to call it. And do that 12 bend up, and then only strike it the first time. And this is played over the D chord. Previously it was on the 1 chord, the A chord. Now we're going to the D sharp diminished 7th chord, and we're going to play this. So what I did there was just all the same area, except instead of bending the 12th fret, I took a note from the minor pentatonic scale and bent it to the D sound over the D sharp diminished 7th chord. May sound crazy playing D over D sharp, well, but it sounds cool. And a lot of times in blues, you don't just want to go by theory and what's supposed to sound good. If it sounds good, play it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the essence of the blues. It's got to sound good. Who cares the theory of it? We learn the theory and then we throw it out the window. That's how I approach it. Then I'm hitting 10 to 12 on this lick. Roll down your 3rd finger, bend it up to the minor 3rd, bring it down to 12, and strike a 10th fret on the B string to end that phrase. So far we have this. And now the 1 chord, the A chord, is coming back around. We're going to bend the 12th fret of the high E string right there, bending up. Bring it down and strike it. Add vibrato. Then 10, 12. And then bend that 12th fret on the B string slightly. And that's played over the F sharp minor chord. You see we have this 1, 6, 2, 5, 1 thing happening on the 8-bar blues. A. That's the section I'm playing over right now. So we had this. I'm just gradually bending that to the minor 3rd here. I think it sounds really cool. And again, if you analyze the note that I'm playing that over F sharp minor, it's almost this note. So it's kind of a weird interval, but you know, like I said before, who cares? It sounds good. This note over F sharp minor. So you almost got this. So it's kind of a weird sound, but I think it sounds cool. And you hear all kinds of blues guitars use it, in particular Duane Allman, B.B. King, and Peter Green. Now we're hopping over to the B minor chord, the 2 chord, and we're going to rest for, we're going to 1, 2, and right after that 2nd count, we'll play this. And that'll be the end of the 8-bar blues. So the 2 chord happened, the B minor 7, 1, 2. Then we do that same 11 to 10 right after the 2nd count. Bend 12th fret on the B string, then 10, 12 on the high E. Now bend 12 to the minor 3rd here, pull it down, then back and forth, 11, 12, back to 10, 12, and then pre-bend. We pre-bend it all the way to the 2 frets up. And then strike the root note right when the A chord comes back in. So that little section. Now this little B.B. King move. Add vibrato. That's one of my favorite licks to get. Especially it's a cool lick to get from 1st position minor pentatonic to 2nd position minor pentatonic. Just bar your finger on the 5th fret and hit the 5th fret on the B string, and then 5th fret on the high E string, which is the root note, the A, and then jump to the root note, A note, right here on the B string, and a lot of vibrato. Really simple, sounds awesome over blues. Then I'm jumping to the major pentatonic scale, and then hammer on the minor third to major third. And that's when the A chord comes back. We're playing over a little turnaround section here, which is D. And it just sounds good to play those notes. We got the A major pentatonic scale here. We did D is happening, A is happening. Now to get to the E7, I'm doing this. This is another one of my favorite licks to do. You'll hear Duane Allman do this a ton on slide guitar. So after we hit this, on the 5th count, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slide into the 6th fret on the G string, and then hit the 5th fret on the B string, and then hit the 7th fret on the A string, which is the E note. That's the chord that we're playing over. And that's right when that chord happens is we're hitting that note. And then for the 10, 11, 12 counts, I'm just playing an E7 chord. 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the A string, 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the D string, pinky on the 7th fret of the G string, my 1st finger on the 5th fret of the B string, hitting it 3 times, ending with the A7 chord. And then the 8-bar blues would start over. So A7 thumb on the 5th fret of the low E string, barring with my 1st finger on the 5th fret, and then 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the G string to give me A7. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole solo, utilizing the B.B. King little position here. Just getting all the nuances down. I'll play it one more time for you. It sounds like this. So it's a great little mini solo, I believe, to learn, and it gives a little, few nuances taken from B.B. King, Duane Allman, and Peter Green, who all played very similar. They just added their own little styles here and there to give their own spin on, using that B.B. King. Of course, B.B. King came first, and then, Duane Allman and Peter Green kind of put their own little stamp on it, giving it a more rock sound. But they're all three very similar to me, and they can wear out that little B.B. King position. And that's a good test to see if you can play blues or not. Don't worry about flying up and down the fretboard. See if you can play a whole solo just in one position, and maybe move to a position here or there. And that's what I've tried to give you in this solo. We're doing about the whole thing right here. You got to have good phrasing. And you always want to be able to try to sing your notes and sing your phrases to see if they sound good of playing the blues. Okay, that's it for this lesson. If you would like the tab and the backing track as well as the interactive version, check out the All Access Pass, and I'll see you next time.